What is happening, you wonderful people? So, I just got home from seeing Thunderbolts, and in this film, ensnared in a death trap, an unconventional team of anti heroes, Yelena Belova, Bucky Barnes, Red Guardian, Ghost, Taskmaster, and John Walker, embarks on a dangerous mission that forces them to confront the darkest corners of their past. And that's all I can say without giving too much away. Let's talk about it. All right, so Thunderbolts. This is the latest MCU film, and with this film, I had no expectations when they announced it. I was not excited. I saw the team that they announced, all the characters that they announced that were going to be in this film, and I was like, okay, I like Bucky. Yelena, I like Yelena. Red Guardian's funny. I think he's a great character. John Walker grew on me, and Ghost. Nobody talks about Ghost. I feel like she was just going to be like a one-off character. That's what it felt like back in Ant-Man and the Wasp. And Taskmaster, who cares about Taskmaster? So I had no expectations, but when they released the trailers for this film, especially the first trailer, I was like, whoa, I love the vibe of this. I love how it feels like Winter Soldier, and I love the grit, and I love the rawness of it. And after watching the film tonight, I have to say, I still enjoyed it. I did, but I didn't fully love it like I thought I would. So let's talk about it. So starting off with the positives, before we get into the negatives, I will get into the negatives next, but I want to be positive first. So overall, I really did enjoy this film. I did not fully love it like I thought I would and like I wanted to, but I still really did enjoy it. And there's a lot of good things in this film. There are a lot of great things in this film. And I really think I love in this film the gritty and the raw vibe of it. Like when you're watching it, it has that Winter Soldier look, and it has that Civil War. It has that Winter Soldier Civil War look and feel to it. And I love the grittiness and rawness of it, and I just love that so much. And the other thing with this film is that this film, dude, truly, man, it is an allegory for mental health. It is an allegory for depression, loneliness, regret. It is an allegory for all of those. And when you're watching the film, you feel that. You feel it radiating off the screen towards you, and you're just like, man, this feels real. Like this feels like real life, and I understand where these characters are coming from, and I feel their like regret, and I feel their depression, and their like what their mental health is like at this moment and at that moment. And it just you feel for these characters, and I love the color palette in this film. I absolutely love the color palette because it goes along with the tone. Like it's totally consistent. This film, while there is humor, and I will touch on the humor later, it is totally consistent, and it that goes along with the color palette because the color palette is like this grayish, winter soldierish color palette, color grading vibe. And the thing I liked about it is that the color grading felt like its own character. It felt like its own character, and it felt like it was telling its own story. Like it had its own story to tell, and I really liked that in the film. I really thought that was cool. I really enjoyed that, and it feels very unique and different. It feels like it's very nuanced, and it has its own artistic flavor and flair, and it does something new and fresh while also giving you the Marvel things that you've seen and loved before. Like it's different, but it does some things the same as well. But it's very nuanced, it's very unique, and I really love that about it. And it's just, it didn't, for me personally, it did not feel like Infinity Saga Marvel. It didn't feel like old school Marvel to me. But I have to say, Marvel is getting on the right track this time. After seeing this movie, and especially with the post-credit scenes, and there are two mid-credit scene, the post-credit scene. Stay for them, please stay for them. Trust me. It feels like they're getting on the right track. They're getting on the right track right now, finally, and I am very excited about that. I am someone who has not hated the multiverse saga like most people. Now, there has been some projects where I've been like, meh, and there has been some projects where I've been like, oh, that's bad. But I've also, while I'm someone who hasn't hated the multiverse saga like most people, I am someone who I do feel like it has been disconnected. It has felt disconnected, and now I finally feel like we're going somewhere. We actually have a path that we can go down easily, if that makes sense. And there are two post credit scenes. There's a mid credit scene, a post credit scene. Stay for both. Stay for both because the mid credit scene is kind of just a joke. It's a funny gag, but the post credit scene is very important, and it does set up things to come down, things coming down the line, and people are saying it's like the best post credit scene ever. I don't think it is. I don't think it is, and people are saying that it's great. It is a good post credit scene, in my opinion. I don't think it's the greatest. I don't think it's like the best that they've ever done, but it is good. And it's just the thing with the film, man. It's super entertaining. It is super entertaining, and I wasn't bored, and it felt like a therapy session. It did feel like a therapy session in a way, sort of, which was actually kind of cool. It's cool how I felt like that, and it just um I don't know. I like the score as well. The score was unique. It felt unique in a sort of way, and I thought it was directed well. I thought it was really directed well. And the thing with it being like an allegory for mental health and loneliness, and the thing with it being an allegory for depression and regret, is that in the sense of what they were going for in this film, what they went for, it felt very real and it felt very human and you could connect to it easily and you could be like, oh, I've dealt with that before, and oh, I know someone who's dealt with that. We all deal with that. My family's dealt with it. Like, you understand where the characters are coming from, and I really think they did a good job with that. And Sentry, we got to talk about Sentry. Lewis Pullman knocked it out of the park with Sentry and Bob, whatever you want to call him. Bob's his name. Sentry's the superhero, supervillain name, whatever you want to call him. Lewis Pullman's great. Lewis Pullman's awesome. He was great in here. I thought he was absolutely great. And the way he plays Sentry in the film is he's very multi-layered and he's very complex. And I love how when he turns into the void in the film, it's literally how we all feel. Like, I'm trying not to give too much away. I don't want to give too much away. Um, I, I'll have a spoiler review next week. I'll have a spoiler live stream next week. But I love the way they wrote his character and how his character is how we all feel sometimes. And I really like that. And I think the story flowed nicely, in my opinion. I think the action was good for the most part. And it actually has some horror vibes in it, which are kind of rad. I thought that was cool how they did that. And the movie is hilarious. I have not laughed in a Marvel film like this in a long time. Like, I'm not just talking about like chuckling. Like, I'm not talking about that. I am talking about literally tears coming down my eyes. And the thing with the humor in this film is Red Guardian, David Harbour, great character. Love how funny his character is. Maybe he was over top a little bit, but he didn't. The humor in this film was great, but it wasn't over the top like Thor: Love and Thunder. It actually was funny. It actually felt like it was actually funny, you know. And I love the chemistry, that the dynamic between all of our heroes. I think it's great. Yelena is our main protagonist. I love Yelena. I think she's a great character. I think she can lead a film. After seeing this one, she definitely can. U.S. Agent in this film was great. Kind of a you know what, but he gets better towards the end of the film. You start to care more about him towards the end of the film. Red Guardian was great. Ghost doesn't have much time to shine, but she is a prominent character. Taskmaster, won't go into that. Val Fontaine, however you say her name, she was good. I thought she was good. Mel, she's another character that's like her sidekick helper. She was okay. Bucky's great. So everybody in here was great. I thought the acting was great. I thought the dialogue was sharp, and it's a good film, man. I enjoyed it, and it has its own style and artistic flavor. I love the dynamic between our characters. Sentry's a great villain. I thought the horror vibes were rad, and yeah, it's a good film. Now that we talked about my positives, I do want to talk about my negatives real quick. I only have a few, and while I didn't fully love the film as much as I thought I would, and as much as I hoped I would, I still really enjoyed it. While not loving it as much, y'all know, I still really did enjoy it. One thing I will say is that you have to suspend disbelief in this film. You do, and you have to suspend disbelief in every Marvel superhero film you go see. There are things that happen in this film where I'm just like, that can't happen in real life. But I'm not going to let it bug me because it's a superhero film. It's fiction. And while I thought the action was good for the most part, I feel like we could have gotten a little bit more action. It was good, but I just kind of expected that we would have more in a way, if that makes sense. And my main issue with this film is that it felt rushed at times. It felt kind of rushed, and my overall main issue is that it felt very fast paced in the beginning. Like, I just didn't have time to really like connect. But the thing is, there's so much emotional depth to this film, and emotional or like character depth and story depth to this film, that I still, even though it's fast paced, I still could get connected, like with the character depth, with the story depth, with the emotional depth. Like, I could still get connected, but it just felt kind of rushed at times. And I just don't know. I don't know. But it just, I really wish the pacing could have been tighter, but even with that, I still enjoyed it. So yeah, overall, I really enjoyed Thunderbolts. I had a great time with it, even though I didn't love it as much as I thought I would. I wish I would have loved it more, but I still enjoyed it. I still would rewatch the film. I think it has a great vibe to it. I love the grittiness of it. I love the character dynamics in this film. I love the emotional depth uh, that we see in the film. It just, a lot of things work in this film. So with Thunderbolts, I am going to give this film a 3.5 out of 5 stars. And for Thunderbolts, I will say, dedicate your time. It's a fun Marvel film. Not my top 5, top 10 Marvel films of all time. It's probably for Phase 5 because this closes out Phase 5. It's my number third. No, it's number 3 if I had to rank all the Phase 5 films. And my number 1 is Deadpool Wolverine, then Guardians 2, or Guardians of the Galaxy 3, and then Thunderbolts. So it's good. So that'll wrap up this video. Thank y'all so much for watching. If you're new to the channel, please remember to subscribe, like, comment, share in this video. We are at 877 subs. Next big milestone is 900. We're reaching that quickly. And then 1K is a big one, and beyond that as well. And if you're new as well, I do movie reviews, TV show reviews, trailer reactions, movie live streams, movie news, movie rankings, all that wonderful movie stuff under the movie umbrella. And let's talk about it down below. Did y'all like Thunderbolts? Did y'all not like Thunderbolts? If y'all have not seen it yet, are y'all going to go see it? If y'all have not seen it yet, or are going to wait to watch it on streaming? Let's talk about it down below. Keep talking movies, my wonderful people. Cheers. We are the Thunderbolts!